do this on my computer. All right, so hi, everybody. This is Transformation Table Session 1, Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. I'm Viola Jackson. I am the Facebook group leader of Transformational Coaching for Millennial Leaders. I am a transformational coach, and we are, okay, let me let Regina in, and she's going to join us. And I'm really honored to be here with some awesome leaders and influencers, movers and shakers for our very first transformation table. So thank you guys so much. And we may have some other people that hop on at some point in time. I think we've got like 10 people signed up. 2 that I know won't be joining us today, but will join us in the future. And then we'll see what happens with everybody else. But we're not going to delay any further. So what I'd like to do to get us started is just have each one of us share who we are, where we live, what brings you to the table, and then something we can remember you by. And I'll go first. So like I said, I'm Viola Jackson. I'm the CEO of Viola Jackson International, LLC. I'm the group leader of Transformational Coaching for Millennial Leaders on Facebook. I am a transformational coach, and I live in North Miami. I have 2 adult sons, and what brought me to the table is I am a perpetual learner. If I'm not growing, that's like a fate worse than death for me. So I have to be constantly growing and feeling like I'm learning and growing in order to be at peace with myself. Otherwise, I can't breathe. I also really wanted to be able to do this in community. So that's another reason why, because you can learn on your own, but it's just so much better when you can do it together. And also, I believe that together we can change our world. I truly believe that's not just like a trite little saying to me, but it's a real thing. I believe that we can do that one table at a time, one person at a time, one smile at a time, one kind word at a time, but we can change the world. I'm a firm believer in that. And something that you can remember about me is I got a prophetic word years ago from a guy who lives in the United Kingdom, German guy. He said, I'm God's Schnooky Putzie. And Schnooky Putzie is like sweetie pie, honey bunch, baby cakes in German. So I'm God's Schnooky Putzie. So that's me. So we're gonna just go in alphabetical order. And that means Anthony, you're up.
Hey, sorry about that. Hey, how y'all doing?
Can you tell I'm excited to see you?
Yeah, I know, it's been a hot minute.
It's been
Yeah,
a
how you
minute.
doing?
Wait, can I just, before you even open your mouth, this dude right here can dance, y'all. Woo! This man right here on the dance floor, anyway, okay, go ahead, Anthony. Tell
I
us.
know. Yeah, I know.
I'm
I
just
know a
happy
thing or
to
two.
see you.
Well, I'm happy to see you too. Happy to see your beautiful face. Yeah, so I'm Anthony Atoya, and yeah, I do a little bit of teaching salsa and bachata here and there, and I also I'm a private pilot. I'm about to start my instrument rating. Um, and yeah, I just got done. I actually just got back from Clearwater yesterday.
You
Yeah,
were over here in my neck of the woods and you didn't come see me?
I didn't have a car,
Okay.
unfortunately. And on top of that, I was originally I came down to Florida to see mom. She moved to Jacksonville.
Okay.
And then I went to Clearwater to see some friends, but I ended up unfortunately uh, testing positive for COVID. So I had to get an Airbnb and quarantine. And I just was declared negative as early as Thursday. But yeah, I'm fine now, and
Great.
praise be to God. And yeah,
You look
that,
awesome, Anthony. You look amazing. So what's something
Mhm.
we can remember you by other than the fact that you're going to be a pilot? Wow.
what's something you could remember me by?
That by
That's a
itself
really
is a
good
lot.
question. That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't have something. I, can I circle back to that? Can someone else go and I can circle back to that one?
I
Is
feel
that
like
all
he's
right?
a salsa pilot.
The salsa pilot. I love it.
The salsa pilot? Yeah, all right. I'll take that. That's not bad. All right.
I like it. I like it. All right. Welcome, Yolanda. I'm so happy you're here. So glad you could join us. We are just going around the room, so to speak, and sharing who you are, where you live, what brought you to the table, and something to remember you by. And so let's go with, I'm trying to keep this in order so I can, so Damaris, you're up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Damaris. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I have a credit repair business. So you guys probably can know me by just credit. And what brought me to the table, honestly, is just relationships, building with new people, seeing, what your platforms are and just getting to know you guys. So throughout this whole year, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been building with so many different people, different communities from different platforms, and just also remaining as a student and just learning and gleaning from all types of different diverse of people and just loving it at the same time.
She's awesome. This is my ride or die chick right here, y'all. Ride or die right here. All right, Karen. This is my comadre coming up here, Karen.
So I don't know what to say. My name is Karen.
You don't know what to say. No
I'm a-
lying. There's no lying allowed in the group, Karen. Sorry. Start over.
Okay, so I'm Karen Marie Kozlowski Shobin. I'm an educational therapist. I just put my learning center online. What brought me to the table is I love Viola and I want to support her. But what I need from the table is I keep building up momentum to launch my online business, to launch my book, and then I get sick and have to start over again. So this last period was about 2 months, and I had quit my day job basically and was ready to go and was making more money than when I was in the job. And then 2 months of recovering, and feels like I'm starting over again. I know that's not the truth, but so that's what brings me to the table, is another jump start. And what to remember me by? That one, you got me on that one.
Okay, well, take a minute and think about it. We'll come back around to you and Anthony in a minute.
Okay.
All right, Miss Queen, Regina in the house from Cali.
Hello, everyone. Nice to just be with all of you. It's a big change for me. I'm just an open vessel right now. I spent quite a few years in private isolation, and it just wasn't doing me any good. I knew that, but I was stuck, and I'm tired of being stuck. When I saw the word transformation, and I look at Viola's Instagram posts, and I always see transformation, 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 which I know that meant something for me, but I was pushing it away. And the Lord just told me it's time, it's time for you to stop hiding. It's time for you to take the gifts that I've given you and use them. I have a heart for missions, and my heart just, since I was 16, I just wanted to help. I wanted to go and out into the world and see where I fit and see what God would do with me. But the connection just never came right away. So when I was in the DR, I actually gave up everything and moved into the Dominican Republic. And I worked with 2 doctors there in the medical field. And that just, it sealed it. But then there were some circumstances that happened in between that. So I was like, okay, something is still not connecting. So I want to stay connected. I want to be able to not be selfish and take what God has given me and use it for his glory. I live in Los Angeles right now, California. I have 7 children, 6 boys, 1 girl, and they're all grown. And I'm still kind of like hanging on, like they need me. Well, God needs me. So I have to let go and just follow the direction he has me in. This is new for me, being able to just step out and not be selfish anymore. And the one thing you can remember me by is that I'm a person that's able to be corrected. You can, if you see something or you hear something and you say, Regina, I need to talk to you, that's, I critique myself a lot. So I don't mind when others do. But that's one of my, I love that about myself. And I don't hold anger. I just let it go. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. Let me see if this is really true. And then when I see it, oh man, I really am like that. So that's why I say I'm an open vessel, because I just want so much to be poured into me so that I can transform in the way God wants me to.
Wow, Regina, thank you so much for sharing that. That was really vulnerable and beautiful. So thank you so much. All right. So Yolanda, oh, it's so nice to meet you finally, virtually at least. Tell us about you.
Nice to meet you too. I am from Augusta, Georgia. Well, I live in Augusta, Georgia. I'm originally from Washington, D.C. Lived in Maryland and Virginia. But I am currently a resident of Augusta, Georgia. Been here for about 13 years. What made me join the group? Just reading your post, and just the word transformation is a powerful word. I work for an organization called Mindset Change Movement, Inc., and we're all about changing mindsets. So that coincides with the word transformation. So I felt like it would be a good fit. I just love the feeling of growth and being around people who motivate me to grow and to learn, to love and share. And I just love to be surrounded by like-minded people. Yeah. So, and something to remember me by, I have 3 sevens. You can remember my 3 sevens. I was on dialysis for 10 years. When I got to the hospital, they put me on the 7th floor, and my surgery was at 7 a.m.
Oh, wow. So what was the first 7?
I was on dialysis for 7 years.
Okay. And then the second one?
And then I was on the 7th floor.
Okay.
And my surgery was at 7 a.m.
And what does that number 7 mean to you?
Completion.
Yeah.
New beginning.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful, Yolanda. You guys are giving me chills, okay? It's so nice to meet you. And again, I just want to say, did I get everybody? Did I miss anybody? Everybody would go, okay. And Karen, have you thought of your thing to remember you by?
I think, well, I forgot about my tagline that I find the genius in children.
Yes, you do.
And
you're next.
And then I release them into their destiny, gifts, and calling. But the picture I got was the picture that you gave me about I've lived some life and seen some things, and I'm like that weevil that wobbles, but it doesn't fall down.
Woo, that is my comadre right there. Let me tell you. Woo. Anthony.
So I think that something you could remember me by is by one of my favorite quotes from the writer C.S. Lewis, which is, if you seek truth, you may find comfort. If you seek comfort, you will find despair. And that's actually a really intelligent quote when you think about it, because it says, you know, if you seek truth, you may find comfort.
Mm,
But it says if you seek comfort, you will find despair. And, you know, it really speaks to, especially now, people sacrificing um, the short-term gratification for now, but they betray their future selves. And we've all done it. You know, I mean, it's very hard to make the sacrifice in the present moment because it's, you know, right in front of our face.
mm.
But yeah, that's definitely what I would put forth for everybody.
That's beautiful, Anthony. You guys are awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna try to redeem our time here a little bit, but but that's so good just to get to know each other and kind of connect and see who we all are. So a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Did anyone not receive the email from Change Your World? I know Damaris, you had a little bit of glitch going on, and we'll get that all ironed out. Karen, same with you, but did anybody not get the email? Is there anybody that's not on the website, doesn't have access to the lessons yet? Okay, all right. So if you do reach out to me, PM me, and that is deep, Anthony. Yeah, PM me and let's get that ironed out in the next day or two. The most important thing is that you're on here with us in Zoom and we meet every Tuesday. It's going to go by super fast. It's 6 weeks, but they're going to be powerful, transformational. 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time. If there's anybody you want to invite, there's still time to do that. We won't leave that open after the second lesson though. So like between now and the next lesson, and you have a friend, you want them to jump on, bring them on into, just give them the link and then we'll get them all set up with everything. After that, the life happens, you guys. The lessons are super compact and they're a short read, an easy read, but they're condensed. You know what I'm saying? So if for some reason you got a busy day going on a Tuesday and you don't get to that, we're going to read through the lesson together. So I don't want this to be stressful because I know we're already adding a lot to our plate just to get here, right?
Okay.
What I do want to encourage us is that we are better together. And already I feel a super awesome energy in here, a synergy in here. And I would love to just keep that going. And when one of us is missing, it is felt. If you're not here, I feel that. So I want to ask us to make a commitment to ourselves, to just show up. Whether you can have time to get the assignment done or not is secondary to me, but just your presence means everything to us as a group. And the transformation compounds by just making those small, consistent steps. And you may not notice the transformation today, but by the time we get to the end of the 6 weeks, I think you'll be able to say, wow, something shifted there. And finishing what we start just builds confidence, right? So you know, you start, finish what you start, and I think you're going to be proud of yourself for doing that. The way this is going to work is we're each going to take turns. I'm going to pull up the reading on my screen in just a second here, and we're going to jump in. I'll start. We're each going to take a paragraph, and then what I'd like you to do is just highlight anything that stands out to you. Just pick one thing because there's a bunch of us in here, and I want to give everybody an opportunity to share their insight about what stood out to them. And then we'll answer the questions at the end of the lesson together. I want to ask you guys, like, if you didn't get a chance to do the lesson today, I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer those questions. if we come and everybody's already done the lesson ahead, then we won't take that time. We'll just jump in and answer the questions and share our insights and come up with our action steps that we want to work on until the next session. Any questions before we dive in?
So the lessons you send by email, or how does that work?
That should be on your dashboard, and I'll walk you through that. We can go through that together, Regina. You know,
Okay.
once we get off the call,
Mhm.
and I'll put you back in Zoom and we can pull up the screen together and I can walk you through that, okay?
Okay, that'll work.
All right, anybody else have any questions before I share my screen? Here we go. Huh,
Okay.
can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. That's a
I can see
weird
it.
view for, why am I not able to see it? You guys can see it. Okay, here we go. All right, I'll start. And then we'll just take it paragraph by paragraph. So this, our first value is hope. And hope is a belief in action. Hope has two beautiful daughters. Their names are Anger and Courage. Anger at the way things are, and courage to see that they do not remain as they are. Augustine of Hippo. So what action step did you commit to last week? Well, this is our first lesson. We'll do that next week, right? And insight, directions. Take turns reading the paragraphs below. As you read, underline the ideas that capture your attention. Few words are more positive and promising than hope. John Maxwell believes hope can be the greatest asset for a person or organization, and it's often the difference between success and failure. But what is hope really? Regina,
I,
can you see that, or is it too
I
small?
can see it.
Okay.
It actually, as you go through it, like the first sentence is hope is more than simply having belief or being optimistic. And then it says Jonathan Sachs says optimism is and I can't see the rest.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
So maybe I need
Can
to,
everybody else see it, or am I doing something wrong?
No, I can see it fine.
Okay, you
Oh.
want to read that for us, Anthony?
Okay,
Yeah.
so hope is more than simply having belief or being optimistic. Jonathan Sachs says optimism is the belief that things will be better. Hope is the faith that together we can make things better. Optimism is a passive virtue, hope an active one. Most people would agree that optimism is greater than pessimism, but hope is greater than optimism. Notice the contrast between people with low hope and people with high hope.
Mhm.
And there's the chart for everyone to see. Yeah, I can see everything.
Oh,
Everything
okay.
fine. I think maybe like if it's too zoomed in for some people, I think they just need to zoom out.
Mm.
Okay, I got it now. I switched
Okay.
to the other side.
Okay, well, go ahead and pick up at psychologist, Regina.
Where it says Shane Lopez.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Or the low hope people and the high hope people, which one?
no, what psychologist Shane
Okay.
Lopez says.
Okay. Psychologist Shane Lopez says, when we hope, we have high expectations for the future and a clear-eyed view of the obstacles that we need to overcome in order to get there. We are primed for action. The negative things in life may attract our attention and open our eyes to the need for change, but only hope takes us forward to do something positive about them.
Okay, Karen?
Hope starts with belief. Casey Gwynn and Chan Hellman observe, hope is the belief that your future can be brighter and better than your past, and that you actually have a role to play in making it better. When you believe you can make a difference, you can take action. When you take action, you can make a difference. Hope is the catalyst for change and a better future.
Damaris. Are you still there? Okay, Yolanda.
Hope identifies goals. When you have hope, you identify specific actions you can take to create positive change. Goals gives you hope, direction, and a scoreboard. For every goal you achieve, your hope grows stronger and the positive change you believe can happen comes closer to actually happening.
Thank you. Damaris, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. I have my grandkids, so I apologize if you hear them in the background, but not really. Hope exhibits willpower. Dale Carnegie said, most of the things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. The truth is, while others who lack hope do nothing, people with hope have the willpower to keep believing and keep working to make their world a better place. Continue.
Hope finds pathways to change. Hopeful people find ways to improve their world. Hope fuels their positive mindset and their creativity. Hopeful people shine in negative situations because they can balance realistic thinking, the desire for a better future, the energy and will to take action, and the responsibility to help create positive change. Their motto can be summed up by the words of Nido Qubein: your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. Hope is the ultimate fuel for positive change. So, Anthony, can you read the benefits of hope for us, please?
Yes. When you develop hope, you experience the following benefits. Number one, you are inspired to believe in yourself and others. Two, you become optimistic about your future. Three, you become confident that you can create positive change in your world. Four, you are motivated to take positive action. Five, you find the energy to keep going when you're feeling tired or discouraged. And six, your belief attracts other people and inspires them to join you.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay, Karen, steps to follow.
Steps to follow. Number one, cultivate hope for yourself. Belief is a powerful thing. You have much greater control over your ability to accomplish difficult things when you than you might think. You can improve your life and your situation, but you must believe in yourself to do so.
Regina, would you read number 2 for us, please?
Number two, develop hope for changing your world. All people can do something positive for themselves and others. What can you do? How can you make a difference? If you're not sure, oh, what was that? Something just got in my way. I don't know how that happened. If you're not sure, ask the opinion of people who know and value you.
Excellent. Damaris, number 3.
Or take action with other hopeful people. Hope is contagious. Share your hope with others who want to make a difference. Once you gather a group, take action. Make a difference, small or great. Positive change happens one step at a time, and each step takes you closer to the hopeful future you imagine.
Beautiful, thank you.
No
Okay,
problem.
so now we're gonna just go one by one and share just one. I don't know about you guys, but like literally I could just take a highlighter and highlight the whole thing. Because it's just so, every sentence is just so charged, right? But I want you to try to just pick one. I know that's hard, to just pick one thing that stood out to you the most, one sentence or phrase, and just share what that was and what that spoke to you. Who would like to go first? Okay, I'll go first. I'll be the leader and go first. So I put down, where's my notes here? Da-da-da-da-da. Hold on, I got all these different boxes open, you guys. Oh, Jesus. Wait. Oh, gosh, I have it written down. Okay, well, maybe I won't
Can
go.
can you scroll up so we can kind of look at it again?
Yes, absolutely. You guys, I'm being challenged, but I'm gonna do this. Where did it go? Bear with me. It's not that one. Here we go. There it is. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. So this is actually mine. Okay. All right. Okay, so take a minute if you need to and just kind of scroll through that. And well, I'm gonna get my own notes up here real quickly because I had one thing that really stood out to me that I wanted to share. Here we go. Not that one. Okay. Okay, here we go. I knew I wasn't going totally senile. All right, so this thing that Dale Carnegie said, he said, most of the things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. That really stood out to me. Among other things, it's you know, what comes to my mind is it's not like the most brilliant person, it's not the most talented person, it's not the most educated person, it's not necessarily, you know, the things that we think would that would cause somebody to be successful, right? Or to be able to achieve something, but it's people who have kept on trying. And especially when you're doing it against all odds. And so I think about like, even, you know, with the pandemic and how you guys are an inspiration to me as leaders and, you know, people that I see around me, especially here in Miami, there's a lot of small business owners near where I live, and just watching their resilience, you know, hoping against all hope and defying the odds. Really just encourages me. And I just have to tell you guys, when I took this probably like 6 months ago, I took the assessment, and to my utter shock, hope was like my lowest. It almost makes me want to cry to say that, but hope was actually at the lowest thing on my assessment, you guys. And you can tell I'm like a hyper enthusiastic and optimistic person naturally. And to see that, like, was like, it just took the wind out of me. I was like, what? How is that even possible? So I'm on the recovery, I'm on the rebound to getting my hope back, and being here with you guys in this group is helping with that a lot. But yeah, so who else would like to share their insight?
I'll jump in. I'll jump in here real quick.
Okay.
You know, there's a right at the bottom of the screen where it says most people would agree that optimism is greater than pessimism, but hope is greater than optimism. And that's when I heard that sentence, it made me think of the second half of that sentence where hope is greater than optimism. And I'd say that's really true. I mean, you can have hope for a number of reasons, and there's sometimes when it can even be misplaced, maybe. But you know, you still have that hope that, you know, oh, maybe things are going to get better. You know, it's more than just being optimistic, you know, because you can look at a situation and, you know, there may be some factors that you don't like about it, but you can be optimistic about it. But when that situation starts playing itself out, that, you know, it's up to you to determine whether, you know, to abandon it wholeheartedly, and you may have to do that, or to hope that things get better.
Mhm.
So that's what that reminded me of.
That's really, really good, Anthony. Thank you for sharing. Who's ready to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So, what stood out to me was how it said that optimism is connected to belief and hope is connected to faith.
Mm,
And that really stood out to me because I've been praying on joy and happiness
mm,
and learning the difference between the two,
mm,
and how happiness is connected to things and joy is connected straight from the spiritual realm.
mhm.
So it just the fact that being optimistic, it seems like it does have a ceiling to it. You can be optimistic to a certain belief, to a certain sense, but hope is connected to faith. And when you have faith, there is no ceiling. There is nothing that can, it's done.
I love the way you worded that, Yolanda. That's really, really, I got a picture in my mind of, a ceiling with optimism. You can only go so far, but with hope, that's beautiful. Well said. And okay, who would like to go next?
I think it's a little, if you can go down, scroll down a little bit.
Absolutely.
Right there is fine.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. What helped me and it stood out to me was where it says hope starts with belief.
Mm,
And then just above all of that, you see a list of like low hope people and what they, I guess, what they experience or feel, and then the high hope people. And I kind of was like going back and forth between the two because I was asking the question, can you be stuck in the middle?
mm,
And so one moment, I avoid problems, I focus on symptoms, feed the fear, I get tired, and I start getting that. I don't give up, but I get like kind of right there.
mhm.
And then when I get to that point where I feel like I want to give up, I jump over to the high hope. And so I'm going like this, like a ping pong ball. And I'm
Mm,
like, can you be stuck in the middle? Can you have low hope and then jump to high hope? Or do you stay with low hope or you go to high hope? And it's like, and I was asking myself the question, what is causing that, to happen to you?
mm.
And so as we went down, it says hope identifies goals. And so I
It's
said,
like
oh,
what?
let's go
Or
down.
go up.
Oh,
Yeah,
up
go up.
this
Yeah,
way.
we're right there. And then it says hope identifies goals. And
Mm,
when you have hope, you identify specific actions you can take to
wow.
create positive change. And that's where I want to go. And just seeing that, answered a lot of questions that I've had for a long, long time, because you know how sometimes you either love God or you don't. You can't straddle the fence. So, you know, and it's like you either have hope, low hope or high hope. And I've been trying to like juggle them both and it doesn't work.
Mm,
And so I've been having a internal battle with myself and didn't even know it. Because
mm,
I was like, okay, I have hope, then I don't have hope when things get rough or there's pain involved and struggle and
mhm.
situations of life and stuff like that. And then I had to know where my focus is. And so just seeing that lets me know that and I think Yolanda, is it Yolanda? I think I said hope is connected to your faith. And that makes so much sense to me. So I'm building my faith
Mm,
daily. And even when situations do happen, instead of me drowning in the situation, I turn to the Lord and I say, okay, God, you got to help me with this because He knows I'll do that.
mhm,
So my thing is go to Him, pray to Him,
mhm.
connect with people that will feel that, just feel, it's like, and I don't want to use that as a crutch, but I need that right now to help me to push myself forward so that I can continue to do what I need to do. So it makes a lot of sense to me now. So now that my hope starts with my belief,
Mhm.
and then hope is connected to faith. And I'm like, okay. And then hope identifies goals. So I have something that I can strive towards now. Before it was like all over the place, and
That's
I'm trying not to cry because this has
okay.
answered a prayer for me. And
Mhm.
it's been several years. It's been since 2015
Mhm.
where I just isolated and I went into this hole that I didn't think I could get out of.
Mhm.
And I don't know how I allowed myself to be pulled into it, but I saw where I know once you open a door and the enemy has the tendency to, he wants to devour you anyway. So he's like just constantly just gnawing at you and this and da da da. And I was giving into that
Right.
and thinking that there was no hope.
But
But
sounds like you just
then-
had a transformation happen right here in this, in
yeah,
this brief
it's
meeting. And I love the way that this is coaching you, like you're coaching
yeah,
yourself, Regina, like
yeah.
seriously. And this, what you're reading is already just, I feel the strength coming to you.
I do too.
Yeah,
I
I feel
do.
the strength coming to you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to give
That's okay.
Damaris an opportunity and then we're going to answer the questions because I do want to honor our time. I know we got started a little late. So if you guys don't mind, if we just spill over maybe 5 to 8 minutes just to give everybody a chance to walk away with an action step because I don't want to end this call today without everybody knowing what they're going to be doing between now and the next time, if that's okay. So Damaris, you ready?
Yes, for me, when we read, you can scroll up when it talked
Okay,
about
Mama.
something along the lines with Miss.
Am I
what Miss
going the right
Regina
way?
Thomas-
Down? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry, down.
Okay.
There you go, right there, where it says, notice the contrast between people with low hope and people with high hope. So when I saw these two visuals here, I just immediately thought about posture. Just a side note, I live in Philly and a really busy street, so you may hear dirt bikes and four-wheelers, all types of stuff.
Don't worry.
But needless to say, these two visuals here, what I thought was definitely a person's posture, like what was my posture? What has my posture been like when I have had low hope? And I see the actual symptoms of that, right? And then I see what was my posture when I had high hope. And what does that do for me? So I think having that visual and really seeing it for what it is really spoke to me individually. So yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, you guys. So let's take a look then. Thank you so much, each one of you, for sharing like that. I'm glad I'm recording this because then I can go back and listen to it slowly.
Could I just interject for 60
Please do.
seconds on
Please do, Anthony.
what was your name? Yolanda? Was
Mm.
that the yeah.
Yes,
Um
sir.
I just want to piggyback off of what you said, baby. And there's and can everyone see me? I don't know if my camera's the right way.
I
I
Yes.
can
don't know.
see you.
Okay. Dr. Jordan Peterson, who's a clinical psychologist and best-selling author, he made a book called 12 Rules for Life. And of course, each rule is a chapter. And rule number 1 is stand up straight with your shoulders back. And he takes quite a bit of time to talk about the physiology and biochemistry of lobsters and how lobsters are one of the oldest creatures on this earth that we share a neural network with. It's just theirs is a lot simpler because they started to evolve, much, much closer to the dawn of evolution. But he talks about how lobsters interact with each other and how they can kind of crisscross between having almost no hope and then having all the hope in the world and everything in between, and how they form a dominance hierarchy. And I think we can all appreciate, kind of flipping back and forth, to where, we have our good days, we have our bad days, and sometimes that's really in between. But in those bad days, sometimes we just need a little bit of hope to just keep us going. It's one of those things where, if we just survive the day, that's all that matters, because we can fall into the spiral of making poor decisions that reinforce, the pessimism, the hopelessness, the depression. But when you focus on that hope, and specifically the hope that you don't want to betray your future self, so it motivates you to take at least one action to, build for the future, for your future self. I'll end with
I
that.
love that, Anthony. And that's so good and so encouraging. But it's so important. I think it goes back to what you said, Regina. You highlighted that hope is related to having a goal. And Anthony's saying his goal is his future self. And a lot of us, I think that's where the disconnect is, and that's how we get stuck. That's how we fall in the ditch, is because I think it's the goal, if I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and I'm never going to shove that down anybody else's throat. But when I think of Jesus, he said it was for the joy set before him that he had his eye on something. If your eye isn't on something, then that's where you fall in the ditch, and you can't find your way out because you don't have anything to pull you out. But if your eye is set on something, if your eye is set on that prize, like his was set on us and being with us for eternity. And that took him to the cross, that took him to Hades, that took him, I'm not trying to preach any, I could, but
No,
I'm
I
gonna
completely
restrain
completely
myself.
agree myself. I completely,
Yeah,
and Peterson also talks a lot about theology,
yeah,
and he said something that was really poignant about Christ. And this is separate from whatever anybody may believe or not believe.
right.
But I'll be quick about it. He said it's not an accident that the axiomatic Western individual was unfairly nailed to a cross and tortured. It's like, yes, right, exactly. Because, and that's where that famous quote from the Bible comes from, when, even God himself, when made flesh, was made to endure, all the made to endure the existence of being, momentarily lost faith within himself when he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? But still, he knew in the back of his mind, he had that faith the size of a grain of mustard seed, that there is a reason for this.
Yeah.
And again, do not betray your future self. Take action.
I love it. I love it.
Viola, if I can jump in real quick. I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Are
can
you
see?
guys okay? We're at 9:01. If you guys are okay,
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm good.
I just want to, if you need to leave, I totally respect that. I know Damaris has a little one, and so we'll spill over a little bit, but go for it, Karen.
All right, so I can't see
You're
if you
gonna
can.
have to turn your visual background off for us to see that though, Mama,
Oh, okay, let me see.
because it's not gonna show up if you're on the Golden Gate Bridge there.
Okay,
There you go.
so, all right, I don't know if you can see it because it's sparkly. All right, so maybe this one's better. All right, so the perspective is, 10 years ago, when I was in the muck and mire and looking at all of the things that me and my family and my children had to overcome, and getting off of the streets, and my perspective was down. So I did get on the wings of the eagle and I did soar, but I was looking down at what I was overcoming and what I was soaring over.
Mm,
And my new perspective is I'm on the wings of the eagle, but my focus is the sun. My focus is the mountains, which you can't see.
that's- yeah, we can see 'em.
And so my focus now is to the mountains. I'm still overcoming, but my focus, my perspective has changed, and that belief system, it just changes the whole paradigm.
Mhm. Excellent. You guys are awesome. Okay, we're gonna keep going. These are all really awesome insights, and I will send you the recordings if you want to go back and mull over all of this again. Let's just go with Regina, the evaluation and action. Rate how well you demonstrate this quality of hope in your life on a scale of 1 to 10. And then just go through each one of those questions. Why did you give yourself that rating? And let's keep it brief, you guys, just for today because of our time factor, but I want to hear from everybody. So why you gave yourself that rating, what benefits you would you receive by improving your rating, and if you want to share somebody that you know, let's skip that one for today. The who do
Okay.
you know? Don't answer that. And then what specific action can you take to improve your rating? Okay.
The rating, let's see, how on your life on a scale, I put myself in the middle on that one. And that's due to circumstances and things that happened in my life. And that's where I was with that. What benefits would I receive by improving my rating? I would be able to clearly see direction, and that's what I need. I want to be able to clearly see and to know it within my heart, and to be able to take that step towards building my hope. And then what's the other one?
What specific action can you take immediately that will improve your rating?
I saw the word breathe. And I need to breathe and trust. I need to breathe and trust.
Okay. And what will breathing and trusting look like for you?
Well, breathing will let me release, it'll help me to release everything that I've just been built up inside myself. And the trust would help me to know that there's always a way. There's always a way. There's always a way out, and it's always a good way.
Mhm. So how can you practice that between now and the next time we meet, Regina?
I would like to put myself like in one of those video games. So when things start to come against me, I can just whack attack it and whatever I need to do. Get out my way. So I see my goal over there and you're in my way, and just, whatever I need to do to get to that goal.
So what will help you do that between, like, what specifically can you do this week that would move you towards that goal?
To really just trust and hold on to the faith that I know I have, but to allow it to move in my life instead of me putting up this shield of, every time something happens, I just knock faith out the way. I want to keep the faith right there. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna take a deep breath and say, okay, God, tell me what to do, show me what to do, help me with this, and just lay it at his feet. And
Okay,
that'll help me.
so you're gonna take a deep breath when things come your way. You're gonna ask God to help you in that moment
And I'm gonna step out in faith.
and step out in faith. Okay, great. All right, Yolanda, please. Yolanda, you gotta unmute.
So what's the first one?
Okay, so the rating, how did you rate yourself on Hope?
I'm probably around a 6, 7.
Okay, and why'd you give yourself that rating?
Because it's something that I know that I need to work on, but I know that I have grown
Mhm.
a lot in. But I'm at a point in my life where I am seeking to help others grow in that area. So in order to help others grow, I have to, for myself, I have to get more in depth with the Holy Spirit.
That's really, really, that's, and that's, that's what transformational coaching for millennial leaders is about, because, you know, if you just stop and think about how can you lead, you know, somebody else if you haven't been transformed first, right? And so that's why we're
Exactly.
here at the table. That's like really the whole point of being at this table, is because you guys are leaders. We need that transformation. Otherwise, we're just the blind leading the blind. And I know every one of us can identify at least one untransformed leader that you've been under in your life and what that experience is like. And we don't want to be that person. So that's why we're here. Okay, so Yolanda, I just had to put that in there because I'm passionate about that. What benefits, let's see, you said that. So what specific action can you take immediately that will improve your rating between now and next week? What are you actually going to do to help improve your rating?
I'm just gonna I want to fast and pray.
Okay. All right. And Anthony, let's go back up to you.
So I'd say I'm about an 8. I maybe even say like an 8.5.
Okay.
You know, I'm a pretty hopeful person, even in the dark corners of my life. The reason I give that rating is uh I may not have many people in my corner, but the people that I do have are um very encouraging and very intelligent and intentional people. So I have a great support system, and I'm incredibly blessed to have them in my life. What benefits would you receive by improving your rating? I My knee-jerk answer to that is becoming more effective in the day-to-day workings of what I want to accomplish in my life, in my career, in cultivating positive relationships. I'd be more open to sharing my time with other people that I'm only acquainted with, but you know, we could potentially have a symbiotic relationship. Um, what
And
who
what
who do you
specific,
know?
we're gonna skip
Um,
that one, but
oh,
what
okay.
specific action?
Oh, she has to get out. Wait, what's the next question? Which one?
What specific action can you take immediately that will improve your rating?
Um, for me personally, would be exercising on a regular basis. And
Okay.
actually, I was going to go back to my gym to restart my membership today, but I didn't have the chance to. But I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. I did work out from home, but it's much different being in an environment where you can feed off of other people's energy. But exercising for me, being uh, kinetically involved with making myself better, and for me being comfortable with what I see in the mirror. I don't care about what other people see. I care about how I see myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, exercising on a regular basis, and I'll leave it at that.
Love it, love it. Karen,
Let's see,
so what'd you rate yourself?
7.
Okay,
Benefits, by improving, I think the benefit would be to find the right action to, part of my hope is being sick and then not having any new students. And so, to find the right action to get a new student. And then if you go down what's the last question?
what,
What specific action? I got to finish the things. I have to finish a report and put in scores for a new student, a potential new student, and catch up on my emails. There's probably some gold nuggets in there that I've missed when I've been sick.
okay. So finish report, finish scores, and catch up on email.
Yep.
Okay, and Anthony, you are going to implement exercising on a regular basis. Yolanda, fasting and praying, and Regina is going to breathe.
That
You gave
breathe
yourself
means
the easiest
more than
assignment,
just
girl.
breathe.
What'd
Yeah.
you say, Anthony? Easier said than done?
No, I
Yeah.
said she gave herself easy homework.
Oh,
and
easy homework.
I rejected
but that-
I
But
rejected
that's
wholeheartedly. No, I'm
breathe in
kidding. I'm
capital
kidding.
letters.
I love it. I love it.
Breathe and
Okay.
trust. Yeah.
Honestly, like, looking up specific breathing exercises is a huge thing. Huge
Yeah.
thing.
I found that
for
out.
me, I do tend to certain anxieties.
Mm.
So, I'm not going to give any recommendations. I'd rather you look at it for yourself and see what best helps you,
Mhm.
because that's something that I'm not a big fan of. When someone says, "Oh, you should do this,"
Right? Right.
I don't like. Yeah.
Nobody
I-
likes to be told what to do, Anthony. If we're honest.
I'm also the only guy here.
Yeah, and I want to just thank you for that, Anthony. Like, in all seriousness, though, that just says so much about who you are to me. Like, seriously, and it really moves my heart. That's why I am my avatar, if I can say it that way, is millennials, because I have such a heart for your generation. And there's just something very different, very distinct. And I feel called to come alongside, because I think that there's so much to be said for moving together in unity as a multi-generational unit, and it's not okay for us to isolate from each other in terms of our generations. We need each other. And I'm just so honored that you're here, because I sincerely learn. So, I mean, even just in this first session, so I'm really putting a plug in for you to be here next time, because we learned so much from you. And sincerely, what you've already brought to this table tonight is invaluable. So thank you so much for being here. That's for all of you guys, but especially you guys know, I mean, women show up. We always show up. We're always here. But when you guys show up, that's like, to me, that's just like, whoa.
Big snaps.
Yeah, no, big snaps. Okay.
Big jazz snaps.
Yeah. So thank you. You are part of the new breed that Karen Shilbin and I have been declaring and praying for to come forth for a really long time.
That's
Probably
right.
easily a decade. We've been praying for your generation to come forth in power and in strength and do great exploits that you were born for such a time as this. And so you being here just is like, yeah. So, okay, you guys, I have Karen can tell you, I have done a really good job of containing my excitement, my joy, and keeping it all in a container today. I've done well. I'm proud of myself for that. I can get really excited, and I am really excited on the inside. But thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, DM me, and we'll get everything taken care of. Regina, I know we got to work on our situation. Karen, I'll figure yours out too during the course of the week. And I
Okay.
love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you next
Love
week.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice to
Everybody.
see everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.